Hello there, my name's Card. I'm a long-time progressive community organiser and activist. And today, I just want to briefly talk about a reactionary dog whistle that's been around for a few years now, as well as what it really means, who's using it, and why. For those who might not know, in politics, a dog whistle is a word, a phrase, or a symbol which seems perfectly innocent and innocuous to most people, but which really communicates a more sinister hidden message to those in the know. There'll also be a playlist of videos of mine, linked at the top of the description, which goes into detail about all sorts of reactionary dog whistles and how to spot them. Today specifically, I wanted to talk about the word Kino, spelt K-I-N-O, what it means, and how it's become a part of contemporary reactionary iconography, particularly in online spaces. Anonymous image board websites like 4chan and 8chan are home to a lot of far right-wing people who use something of an ever-evolving canon of esoteric memes to communicate. Usually, people like that largely just congregate on the designated political boards of websites like those, where they talk amongst themselves and share resources and sometimes make plans for things to do offline. Theoretically, it would be easy for an outsider to observe these particular areas of these image board websites and be able to suss out what people are doing there and even infiltrate the online communities which start off as these collections of image board posters. But in order to prevent this from easily happening, regular posters on the political sections of these websites will co-opt the obtuse lingo and memes of other parts of the site in order to make it that much more difficult for someone unfamiliar with these terms to follow along with anything that's being said. Additionally, by doing this, online right-wingers will be able to recognize one another on the rest of the internet by referencing these terms and jokes. And if they're ever called out for openly referencing a reactionary image board term, because these terms often don't appear to be openly offensive, they've got a bit of undue plausible deniability to try and wiggle out of the accusation. On a site like 4chan, for example, users of the infamous poll board have adopted many of the terms and jokes created or popularized by the television and film subsection of the website. To that end, one particular meme poll regulars will use to communicate amongst themselves and locate one another on other websites is to refer to content posted online as Kino. Kino is the German word for movie or film, and in the art world it's sometimes used to refer specifically to high-end art films. But among 4chan users, Kino is a sort of semi-ironic catch-all term for really anything they like and think looks cool. If you happen to see people online using that term, it's quite possibly something they've picked up from being in some pretty noxious places online, and they're likely referencing it in the hopes that someone with views similar to them will notice it and pick up on the fact they're familiar with alt-right terminology, and at least likely sympathetic to their views. Now, granted, Kino is sometimes used genuinely or innocently, and it might even have some purchase as a term used online nowadays by people who might not be familiar with all of its associations. But it could be a red flag, and for the sake of keeping your spaces and communities safe, it never hurts to be able to spot these sorts of things so you can maybe suss out a person or what they're posting from an informed position. That's all I have to say today. I hope it helps. Once again, my name's Card. If you might want to hear more from me, especially more about emerging or obscure reactionary dog whistles and how to spot them, feel free to subscribe to this YouTube page, or just take a look at my other videos. Either way, goodbye for now, and stay safe out there.